was scary.
Yeah.
Not expecting that kind of situation, or how do we handle that kind of situation?
Yeah.
I'm Tom.
And I'm Cherie.
And we're EnjoyTheJourney.Life. Our channel is all about RV living
and traveling full time, and we want to show you how to do it too.
That's right. Well, we recently went through a pretty scary event. And I think if we talk about it, we can maybe share what we went through, and you guys can learn from it too, because we really didn't know how to handle it.
Yeah, when we heard the alarms going off, alerting us that there were tornadoes in the area, we looked at the radar, we saw that they were coming up pretty fast, and we all of a sudden started brainstorming, what are we going to do, where are we going to go?
Right. I mean, we're in a small RV park in the Destin, Florida area that does not have a shelter. I mean, many other RV parks and campgrounds have shelters kind of designated for that, but this one does not.
No, and they do have hurricane shelters in the area, but they're all schools and they're all closed. There was a situation recently where some fellow YouTubers that also full-time RV, Josh and Callie of Freedom Theory, were actually caught in a storm where some tornadoes were spawned out of it, and they were able to escape last minute out of their Grand Design Momentum with 2 young children.
Right, the trees crushed that RV. Very scary situation, and we want to share right from them what they had to say about that situation.
Yeah.
Hey, I am Kaylee from the Freedom Theory. My husband and I are full-time RVers. Wanted to jump on here and share our quick experience, well, it hasn't been quick, our experience of having our home destroyed by a tornado in Mississippi. First, definitely want to thank Cherie and Tom for having us on to kind of share our experience. We're definitely going to be making a video on our channel at some point. I don't know when that's going to be. I have got currently a 6-week-old and I've got a toddler, so a lot has been going on. But I wanted to share a bit about our experience. So on Easter Sunday of 2020, just in case you're watching this in the future, we had our RV destroyed by the excess winds of a tornado coming through the Pine Belt in Mississippi. And it was a crazy experience for sure. One of the things that I would highly advise is that if you are in an area that does have tornadoes or a tornado watch, to keep an eye out on radar and be watching the local news. My father-in-law, who is a pilot, had been looking at different radars and different apps and things like that, and he had told us that we needed to get out of there. But before that happened, I had this gut feeling that I needed to get some bags together and I needed to get some essentials together just in case we had to shelter in the bathhouse. And after that happened, I had put together some stuff, put together some snacks, some entertainment for my son Landon, got together some baby essentials. And my father-in-law gave us a call and said that we needed to go. And right before that happened, I had a feeling I needed to put on my shoes and get our rain jackets. So all of these, to me, it's a God thing of just like all these gut feelings. My father-in-law had the same feeling, and we got out of there. And right as we were packing up our truck and getting our kids into the car, we got a tornado warning. And a tornado watch is the conditions are right for a tornado, and a tornado warning is one has popped up on radar, it's in the area, and you need to take shelter immediately. So we basically got out of the campground about 5 minutes before that tornado came through that area. And for us, we didn't even get hit directly by the tornado. It was the winds on the outskirts of it that got our rigs. So 2 pine trees fell down across our RV, and that was about 5 minutes after we left, and then 1 fell across my in-laws RV. So they were both totaled, and we are all safe, and I'm very, very thankful for that. And we have been working with Progressive, that's our full-timers insurance, and they have been so far great to work with. And we are safely with family in Louisiana right now. and hoping to get our rig soon. I definitely recommend, if you are a full-timer, get full-timers insurance. Read your policy frontwards and backwards. That's super important. And if you are in an area that is notorious for tornadoes or bad weather, be on high alert. If we had not been looking at radar and watching the news and following all of those things, we may not be here. And it's incredibly important to take notice of your surroundings, know where you're going to shelter. Is especially important in campgrounds to ask the RV park or the campground where to shelter if there is a tornado warning. But some people have asked if there's any way they can help us. Right now we are doing good, and if you were looking to help us, I would ask that you instead would use any of those funds to help a local food bank or a neighbor in need during these times, for sure. And yeah, thanks again for letting me share my experience. We hope to have a full deep dive of this whole thing. I especially want to make it so that in the future we can share this whole experience with our kids and not forget all of the details. And I'm very sleep deprived, so I'm gonna let you go. I think my kiddo is about to wake up. If you want to follow our journey, right now we're the most active on Instagram and Facebook. It's at The Freedom Theory on both of those, and our YouTube channel is youtube.com/Freedom Theory. So thanks again, and storms are no joke, so we'll talk soon. Bye.
And we're so thankful that you guys were able to escape safely with your kids and your family is safe.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us, and we'll put links to their channel down below. Should be getting another RV here pretty soon.
Yeah. RVs don't fare very well in tornadoes or hurricanes.
Right, it's actually probably one of the last places you want to be when you're in a tornado. So we did some research trying to figure this out for ourselves, and so we can show you guys how to stay safe as well, because the tornado season and RV camping season kind of coincide together.
They do. When you watch news stories of tornado aftermath, they always seem to show RVs flipped on their side or turned upside down or demolished.
Right, they sure do. Just a city a little ways down the road showed some flipped over RVs that were at a construction site.
Yeah. So what should we do? When you first arrive at your campground or park, kind of scope out the area, see where there is a good sheltering spot.
Right, I would add that to your check-in procedure when you arrive at an RV park or campground. Just ask, do they have a designated shelter area? And if not, what do they recommend?
Sometimes there'll be a concrete laundry room, restroom, which would be an ideal place to shelter.
Right, any sturdy building that's not just a wood structure with few or no windows would be a much better option than your RV, or something with a basement if you can find that.
Yeah, like the one here, the clubhouse is like a wooden structure, so we didn't feel like that was a good option for us.
No, definitely not. So I thought it would be easy to find out where the nearest official shelter would be just by Googling it for the county right here. And wow, was I wrong. I spent quite a bit of time looking on Google and going around and around on the county website looking for shelter, and I couldn't find it.
It was just schools, basically, for hurricane shelter, and those are closed.
Right, and the best thing I could come up with is there's a bank fairly close, a McDonald's, and a pharmacy, a CVS. That would probably be the best location to go to.
But what if it's in the middle of the night when you get the alert? Then what?
I don't have an answer for that. What do you guys think?
We don't have an answer. We would love your input on this one. Please leave it in the comments below.
Right, let us know. So I'm thinking the bank would be like the best one, maybe inside the vault.
Yeah.
That'd be good. Maybe
surrounded with money.
Yeah, play with the money while we're in there.
Just money. So when you do have a shelter to go to and you're evacuating your RV, you want to remember to bring a few things with you.
And it needs to be quickly. Don't be looking for stuff that's not really important. Basically your wallet, your purse, and if you've got an emergency kit, which we would recommend, it should have a flashlight, some non-perishable food, water, and a few other items we will actually include in the companion blog post, and you can find a link to that down in the description.
And some people actually keep a little emergency escape kit next to their door. So it's on the ready, it's ready to go whenever you need to evacuate quickly. And I think that's a pretty good idea.
Right, probably put all of that into a backpack.
Yep.
We've got plenty of those, so we should pack one of those.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't have time to plan your escape, but if you do have time, you know the storm's just enough time away where you can prepare your RV, it might be a good idea to bring in your awnings.
Yeah, definitely. Bring in your slides if you can.
Mm-hmm.
Disconnect from shore power and also shut off your propane. But that's only if you have time. Sometimes, again, there's only a few minutes warning and you need to get to shelter immediately.
Yes, your life is number one. The RV comes second. But if there's time, you can take care of your RV. Otherwise, take care of yourself. If you do find out about the storm last minute and you do need to take shelter and stay in the RV, there's a few things you can do to be on the safer side.
Right, you want to close your shades for one thing and stay away from the windows. Just like in a regular home, your safest place to be is probably still your bathroom. It's the smallest room in the RV. You can also use blankets or pillows to kind of cover up. Because what's the worst thing that happens?
There'd be debris, you know, floating around all over the place from the wind, and that's where people get injured the most, is from flying debris that will injure you or could even result in death. And when you're on the road, always keep an eye on the forecast of where you're traveling.
Right, if there's tornadic weather in your area, don't think you can outrun the storm. I mean, that's really unlikely and it could be more dangerous.
And if you are on the road, don't shelter in an underpass.
Right, those can turn into a wind tunnel. And you do want to get off the road, but stay away from trees. If you can, pull up next to the side of a hill or a sturdy structure or wall that would maybe give you a little bit of shelter from the wind. And put your jacks down. If you've got time, that will give you a little more stability so you don't get flipped.
Let someone know outside of the storm area, family, friends, what's going on, where you can be located in case anything really happens, and they can send some authorities to make sure you're safe if they don't hear from you.
Right. Also, you should have a weather radio like this one right here. This was only about $20 on Amazon, and we will put a link below where you can get your hands on one of these. It's got a lot of great features on it.
Yeah, it actually winds up. Has some pretty cool features. Winds up.
Yeah, you can charge it this way if needed.
And a lot of time there's like weather advisories, emergency beeps that will happen on your phone, emergency sound that will happen on your phone. And to make sure you have that enabled, go to your notifications right here, scroll all the way down to the bottom. Well, that's too many apps. And down here you can say it's like Amber Alerts, emergency alerts, public safety alerts, and you can turn them on or off depending on what your preferences are.
Right, and probably looks a little bit different on an Android device because that's an iPhone. And that wasn't the only scare that we've had with weather. Bad weather can hit you really at any time. Years ago, after we had first gotten the Columbus RV, the old rig, we were actually driving back from Arizona to home state of Minnesota, and was driving toward Oklahoma City and had a big wind gust almost blow us off the road. And it was actually May 20th, 2013, the day that EF5 tornado hit Moore, Oklahoma. And as we were going north from Oklahoma City, the sky was just black. I mean, we were just so close to being in a bad situation right there. You know, scary situation on the road.
Yeah.
And you had a scary situation. Not exactly a tornado, but...
Well, tornadoes respond from it. I was in a Hurricane Hugo, back in 1989 in Charleston, South Carolina, and our home was leveled, and it's because tornadoes came out of the hurricane and uprooted several large oaks into our home.
Right, and a tree crushed your little car.
My little car, and it still ran. can. But yeah, we were inside the house with mattresses over our heads, trees coming down into the hallways. It was pretty scary. I don't want to go through another one.
And so you would have, after learning from that, you would have gone to a regular shelter or evacuated, right?
Absolutely. Oh, remember that storm we were in Colorado?
Yeah.
Did we end up pulling over at a rest stop, or?
That was just last year.
Yes.
We had already pulled over, and we saw this funny looking like blob in the distance. I think we're gonna get hit by a dust storm. You can see the contrast there with sunset. Try to zoom in on that. It's very calm out here though, but this is what happens. I guess the desert Southwest, I'm certainly used to it in Arizona. But watch it, watch it right there, here it comes.
Oh.
You can see how close it's getting.
Oh my gosh.
We'll have to head inside soon. Oh, the wind's picking up. You get to experience your first dust storm.
Yeah, this is weird. Wow. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, it's time to head inside. This is Tom. Yeah. Hang on, please. We're getting hit by a dust storm. We got to get inside the RV. This can blow your rig off the road. I mean, it's overturned big diesel.
Is this thing gonna fall apart? Oh my gosh!
It is really going out there. And Sheree wanted me to take the drone up to take a look at it. It would have been a so long drone.
I didn't know.
Oh, I know. I mean, neither one of us knew. It sounded like a good idea.
I've never experienced this before. I mean, this is just bizarre.
And it kept getting bigger and closer.
And closer. It was moving fast.
Right, and
I've never seen anything like it. I was like, what is going on?
You talked about, hey, maybe take the drone up in the air and check it out. And before we knew it, it was upon us, and it was a dust storm. Crazy windy dust storm.
Powerful.
And we were lucky we were turned into the wind, which is actually a recommendation. If you are on the road and it's like a windstorm and you can see the direction it's coming from, you want to turn into the wind when you park, because you don't want that hitting you sideways, because your RV is obviously aerodynamically designed to take the wind head on as you go 60-70 miles per hour down the freeway, but it is not designed to take that from the side.
Sideways.
Because that can flip you. And if you have time when you're parked, again, put down your stabilizers in that situation as well.
That was a scary storm. I was scared.
It really was. Really unexpected.
Yeah.
But I'm happy we weren't actually on the road and that hit us when we were driving.
Yeah. We'll have all the details plus more in our companion blog post, so be sure to check that out. We'll put the link down below.
And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. We appreciate that. And comment down below, how would you add your tips on how to handle emergency preparedness in an RV? And if you're new to us, thank you for hitting that subscribe button.
Thanks for watching, friends. You guys stay safe.
Yeah, safe travels out there.
And we'll see you in the next video.
That's right.